Hello and welcome back to episode 20 with a slightly different layout of the episode. I'm going to show you the races just before we do the races, so if you'd like that concept or like that layout, let me know in the comments and I'll try and do that in future episodes as well. But this episode is all about the national championships, and as you can see here, we got some decent results, but not that many national championship jerseys, sadly. A double 8th place for Florian Campertier, a 3rd place for Asian Ferretti, and what is that? Severy Savakovsky, 2nd in the time trial and 1st in the road race. How did that happen? Well, let's quickly go there and show you what is what.
Greetings to all. It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
Yep, it's just 2 Finnish riders here in these road championships. That's also how he got his 2nd place in the time trials. Severy here, just faster in the final sprint, and that's how he got across the line as first winner of the national jersey, winner of the national championship here for Finland. So congrats, our first road championship, our first national jersey here for Severy Savakovsky. Let's see if we can do the same here in the South Korean national championships.
Hello and welcome. The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton. The race will take place under a bright sun.
There we go. As you saw in the preview screen, the time trial results not that great, but I'm hoping to score a new national jersey here with our team. Obviously, we have Jon with us, the winner of last year's national championship. Granted to him by our team, he was the major support rider for our team last season, making sure that our team scored a ton of points. And this year, I'm hoping for a Heo Sang-soo, a Kim Hyun-suk, a Jae Hwan-jun, our main riders to take back that champion jersey, to have that competition. Who is the best Korean here in the team? And with 10 kilometers to go here, we are pulling fully in this last little mountain section. We caught up here to the breakaway, who has been riding for quite a while. Sadly, Yu Sarang out of the contention for the national championships here. Kim Song-bom also sadly dropping off, but doing a fantastic job here for our team. If there was a rider that I would have granted this national jersey for, it would have been Hong, who has been an amazing support rider for us this year, doing really well within our team, not really getting that in the points, doing a really good job in general by scoring or basically providing the support to our team where required. Jon here now in this last 5 kilometers, doing his lead out duty, winner of last year, making sure that now we have a chance at winning it once again. Only 36 riders remaining here in the peloton, hoping that we can beat each and every one of those riders. But with 3 kilometers to go, Jon sadly runs out of energy. That means we need to pull on our sprint here with Heo. Less than 2 kilometers here to go, so I start my sprint. I kind of misclick here with Kim Hyun-suk, who's sprinting. Jae Hwan-jun also sprinting. Can we get towards the finish line? As first you see here, fierce competition from the other riders, and we get across the line here as a 3rd place. No repetition here of the national jersey. No repetition of the victory of last year. No new Korean national jersey here for our team. That means no guaranteed signing for any of these Korean riders that don't already have a contract for 2027. Park Ji-won, winner of the Korean Road Race Championships. Maybe he'll be one of those riders I need to sprint or need to sign for next year. 3.5-star potential. Can I? No, only from August 1st, of course. But he is a rider that I might be very interested in. Only 21 years old. Can we sign him for next year? We'll have to see. The other rider in 2nd place is Choi Tae-eun. Congratulations to him. Jae Hwan-jun and Kim Hyun-suk, 3rd and 4th here in this national championship. It will be good for the points, but sadly no good result here in the championship. We wanted that jersey, we wanted that 1st place, but sadly it was a podium and a 4th place here for our team. It is what it is. We tried our best. We couldn't repeat our victory of last year, and now all we have to do is make sure that we do win it next year. Now let's go on to our first multiple stage race of the episode. It is a Polish race, which I'm not going to even try and pronounce. But it is 4 flat stages. However, you see that uphill finish there at the end? That might be a tricky one. Should be perfect for our sprinters, however. Let's see how we'll do in this exciting 4-day stage race. Starting off here with this very flat first stage, 2 in between mountain hills, however. Exciting. And Fedity Oysen in a top 3.
And welcome. The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton.
I keep saying Oysen, but it is Ashin Fedity, as far as I remember. Who does not have the best statistics today, so he might be in the top 3, but again, not his best statistics and not his best condition today. The rest of our team also not in superb condition. Cole Owen, however, doing really well. And I want to be here in this breakaway. Let's see if I can get some bonus seconds. Cole Owen is the rider we'll try to protect here. He does seem to have one of the best statistics here with us today. And Fedity, again, top 3 ranked in this stage, so I'm assuming that he'll do well here. We'll have to see at the end. Carpentier, can he get across the line here as first for these bonus seconds and bonus points? No, he cannot. This downhill section a bit too tricky for him to maneuver his way towards or in front of the Czech rider, and sadly was not able to do so. So second place here for Florian Carpentier, at least a couple of bonus seconds and bonus points. Just before the second in-between sprint point, we managed to catch up with the breakaway, and I do the funny team thing and make sure that our team here is up front with 3 of our riders to make sure that we at least get all the bonus seconds and all the bonus points. I would say that's definitely worth it to do with our team, and maybe even get some mountain points here with Cole, who is basically our only mountain/sprint rider in the team in this stage. Most of our riders are flat stage riders, right? Most of them are sprinters. But Cole here also now specializing in that mountain or hilly racing area, so that's pretty cool to see. I thought he was more of a sprinter/time trialist when I got him, but he seems to have developed more towards that mountain area, so, you know, I'll happily take it. We also get across this second mountain section quite well here, trying to break up the peloton a bit, but not really succeeding. Still 28 kilometers to go. Most of our team is exhausted, so not really playing our cards right at this moment. We'll need to relax, and we did that here towards the end of the race. 9 kilometers left to go. I want to carry Carpentier here towards the end. He is just absolutely exhausted, losing all of his energy, sadly, and the back of our train. Van Strijdem losing the front position here, being blocked off by other riders, sitting up slightly. Not really what we want from him, so I need to push him quite hard to make sure that he gets towards the front of this race. Make sure that we have a good lead out for our team here towards the end. It will definitely be a sprint. There's a little bit of an uphill section in less than 500 meters to go. Here it is 500 meters, or less. The 500 meters are already over. Here is that slight uphill section, 5% upwards. It's not as slight as I thought it would be. This is actually quite punchy. So let's try and get up this little hill as quickly as possible, and from then on it is just downhill sprinting. 2 kilometers left to go. You see me starting here early with Verity. A big sprint here by him. Heo leading from 1 kilometer and Cole jumping from his wheel. Can Cole make it towards the front? Can he make it towards that finish line as first? No, he cannot. Unable to pass the Polish rider here towards the end. A second place for Owen Cole. A 5th place here for Heo Sangsu. A fantastic job here by our riders. I'm pretty happy with this, to be fair. Owen Cole, number 2 here in this race. A 5th place for Sangsu Heo. Pretty good job here by our team. Now, obviously, we also got some bonus seconds, so what does that mean for the general classification? Let's first scroll down. See here, the bottom, all the way at the bottom here, is some Belgian riders, and the rest of our team also finishing around the 40th position. For the general classification, it means that Cole Owen is now in 2nd place with only 1 second off the lead. Heo Sangsu in a 4th position because, you know, he also ended up in a rounded 5th position, so the bonus seconds are helping him out, moving him up to 4th. Florian also in 5th position, and who was the other rider? I've scrolled down a bit too quickly. Hong Ji-won actually doing really well, top 10 here for him. 4 riders, counting is hard, math is hard, 4 riders in the top 10 after the first stage of the general classification. Mountain jersey for Cole Owen, which is, again, great job here by him. And the Young Riders classification, we're doing well as well. 4 riders here in this top 10 to threaten the Polish rider here, who obviously wants to perform really well in this race. It is his home race, and maybe he can do the same here in this second stage.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
And we are good on those flat races. Obviously, Owen still in a fantastic statistics today. Look at him, +2 once again. Really, really good here. And I want to jump away this time with Ashin Ferretti, the basically best ranked rider here in the general overview, which is surprising, as I again thought any other rider would be. Trying to jump away here, trying to get him into the breakaway. Any bonus seconds for him would be great. He's currently 18 seconds behind the number 1, so getting additional bonus seconds would be good for him, and maybe he can finish off a good sprint towards the end as well. Getting towards those first in-between bonus seconds, I do a big sprint here with Ashin Ferretti, and he gets across the line here as first. Still around 2 minutes in the gap towards the peloton, but 50 kilometers remaining, so 2 minutes with 50 kilometers remaining will definitely not be enough. And I'll just relax here at the back of the group until the peloton catches us. 11 kilometers remaining, a big push here now by our team up this mountain. We want to get those mountain points once again here with our team, and I kind of mess up. I sprint across the line here with our entire team, and we get split up quite a bit with 10 kilometers to go. I tried to make sure that we catch up to each other. I would like to have this gap here and try to sustain this gap here in this downhill section. If we can keep that gap, that means that we can ride towards the finish line here with a 10-second lead, and I would definitely take that here with our riders. But I am super split up here. I don't know what to do. Should I wait? Should I not? Should I go? I decide in the end to wait for Cole Owen to try and get him back into position. 5 kilometers left to go here towards the finish line, and we have a 20-second lead on the peloton. That means that we need to ride, and we need to ride real hard here to try and stay in front of this peloton. All the energy gels are going on. You see here, Ferretti absolutely exhausted. I want to keep him in this group as well for as long as possible. It is a bit of an uphill and downhill section, so it is a bit of a weird street, like a bit of a weird section here for us to really stay hidden. 1 kilometer remaining, however, we still have that lead. We still have the 10-second lead, and we sprint with everyone that we have. Our entire team is sprinting here in this last kilometer section. Cole Owen having the most energy of the remaining riders, getting across the line here as first. Another top 3 by our entire team, top 4 even by our entire team. The Estonian rider here in 5th, breaking our team apart, and Ferretti Ashin ending up as 6th as well. A victory here in the second stage of this Polish tour by Cole Owen. Fantastic job here by him, or Owen Cole I should say, mea culpa. A second place for Matthijs van Strijtem, and a third place for Sung-Soo Heo. 4th for Florian Carpentier, so a top 4 all by us. That means that at the same time, that is something I would disagree with. We did not finish at the same time. There was a gap, ladies and gentlemen. There was a gap. This tour is being falsified. I disagree with whatever happened here with the time measurements. I am strongly opposed to them. But we are first in general classification, so maybe I'll let it go for now. Owen Cole, first in the general classification. Heo Sung-Soo, 3rd, currently moving up a spot here. You see Florian Settli moving down a couple of places in 7th now. Hong Ji-won also moving down a couple of places. He was in the back of the group after basically supporting everyone and getting everyone across the mountain. Van Strijtem moving up 43 positions here in the general classification, so a great result here for him. A great position now in the general classification for him as well. Owen Cole still easily in the lead of the mountain classification, so that should, prove pretty good, and we want to keep that jersey as well. But the main focus here is on the general classification. 5 riders now in the top 10. 5 riders now with chances of winning the general classification. Let's see who can increase their gap or become number 1 here in this 3rd stage of this Polish tour.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
And again, Owen Cole with a +2 statistics. Today is his day. This tour is his tour. He's doing really well. And Heo also with fantastic statistics today. That's why I'm sending him out to try and get even more bonus seconds if possible. He is 13 seconds off of Cole Owen. So that's pretty good for him. And if he can get some bonus seconds here in the breakaway, he would be able to decrease that gap towards Cole Owen as well, making sure that he secures his position in the general classification even more and maybe threaten Cole Owen as well. In the end, Heo did not get away, but Cole did for some reason. They let Cole get away, and this is as big of a surprise as you can get. He has a 30-second gap towards the peloton. You see he has a full red bar, so he's not even really pushing himself. And yeah, he seems to be all the way up in front, so getting across the mountain line here as first, getting across the in-between sprint point as first as well. I should have sprinted there a bit faster with Heo to get him some bonus seconds. And now on to the second mountain stage, from the second mountain point, still with a 30-second gap towards the peloton. You see his yellow bar sadly getting lower and lower, but I just want to get these mountain points here so he can secure his mountain jersey even more. How incredible would it be if he secured his mountain jersey, sprint jersey, and his general classification jersey, plus the Young Riders jersey, all in one? That would be insane. Did a little sprint uphill, did not want to push myself too far, and especially now that I can recover here in the descent, and somehow got 1.5 minutes here on the peloton. So not really what I wanted, but I'll happily take it. Here now towards the finish line, you see here the last 10 kilometers of this race. I get across the finish line, or get across the in-between sprint point here with 3 other riders. No real tactical idea here, but I thought if anyone gets across this line as first, I hope it is Hong, because he is a couple of positions down in the general classifications, and any bonus seconds that he can get will help his positioning there. Would it have been better to put it on any other rider? Probably, but also Hong deserves a good classification here in the general classification. He is a fantastic rider, so, and I appreciate him a lot. Anyway, on to the last 4 kilometers here of this race. Aishin Ferretti now with the lead out in this last little section. We still have a lot of our riders with a lot of energy, so I can push very, very hard here in this final section. You see other riders trying to make sure to, get alongside him, trying to get into his wheel. Van Strijtem here with a big sprint now. Heo jumping off his wheel, and Cole of his. Who will get towards the line first? Is it? I thought the line was there. I thought that already was it, to be honest, but Cole Owen getting across the line here as first, once again in the third stage of this Polish Tour. 4th place here for Sung-Soo Heo. I really thought that yellow banner was the line there, to be honest, so I was already cheering here for Heo to make sure that he won in this race, but sadly did not. Owen Cole winning the 3rd stage here in this Polish Tour. Sung-Soo Heo sadly getting passed by 2 Polish riders in the end, making sure that he gets across the line here as 4th. And let's see what this does for the general classification. I'm very curious. I'm pretty sure this would just secure the lead of Cole Owen even more. And what will it do for Matthijs van Strijtem, Heo Sung-Soo, and our other riders? You see here, Aishin Ferretti getting across the line here as 24th, Hong getting across the line here as 20th. All around the same time, so any bonus seconds that they received early in this race will help them. Even Florian here getting across the line here around the 50th position, but getting some bonus seconds earlier. So what will that do for our general classification? Cole Owen still in the lead of this Polish Tour, 24 seconds off of the number 2 now, so seems to be, extending his lead, which I'm always happy with. Sung-Soo Heo, 27 seconds now off Owen Cole, 3 seconds off the number 2, so there's still a chance for him to move up. Hong moving up a position as well. Those bonus seconds matter, okay? They matter, and I appreciate Hong for always supporting us, so he deserves those bonus seconds here in this race. Moving up now here in the general classification, you see the rest of our riders moving down a couple of positions because of the Polish rider basically moving up. Yuri Havik, one of our rivals in other races, is below us in the general classification. Good to see. Good to see that one of our main rivals in other races is not challenging us in this one. Now let's go on to this 4th race where we are hoping to defend Owen Cole's general classification, but there is a nasty little uphill sprint there towards the end. How will Owen Cole survive that one?
It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain. But at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining. And, of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
That green Pierre Baguette jersey is something. Anyway, welcome to the fourth stage of this Polish tour. A lot of mountain points here in the beginning of the stage. I want to set out Owen Cole here to try and make sure that he gets those mountain points. The question is, will the peloton allow him to stay away to get these mountain points? And the answer seems to be yes. It is a big surprise here for us, to be fair. But hey, if they don't mind Cole Owen being away and having a 2-minute lead on the peloton, I will happily take that here in this race. You see here already a bit of a sprint here by the other riders trying to make sure to steal away these mountain points by Cole Owen, but he gets across the line here as, quick double check, second, not as first sadly, and still has a 14-point lead here on the second place. So not much of a challenge here, not much of a contention by the other riders. And here in this second mountain point, you see Cole Owen sprinting again to try and maximize his point potential. This time also getting across the line as not as second, as as second again. I thought as third there, to be honest. I thought he lost out, but it is what it is. Last little mountain point, he already has secured his mountain jersey, but I want to keep that certainty even more certain, apparently, and jump out here of the lead pack by Owen Cole, getting across the line here as first. A 20, is that a 7? Math is difficult, man. 17-point lead here by Owen Cole on the mountain classification. On to this first in-between sprint point where Owen Cole definitely shows that he is the better sprinter of the bunch. We still have 2 minutes remaining and 90 kilometers left here in this stage. So the peloton definitely catches up here towards the end. Again, the finish line here in this difficult last part of this race, an uphill section. Thankfully, uphill sections seem to be Cole Owen's forte, so that should be a good point for us, I would say. And we are pushing very hard here in this final area. Let's see if we can break apart any of the sprinters in this final section, in this uphill section. You see Heo suffering here in the fourth wheel of our lead-out train, while Owen Cole is just chilling in the back here, having a nice little time. 3 kilometers left. I don't want to sprint with everyone. I know that there's a steep uphill section coming up. I want to save their energy as much as possible. With 2 kilometers to go, there's no chance to not sprint, so I do a big sprint here by Oystein Ferretti. A big sprint afterwards with Heo Sung-soo, and then from there, from 1 kilometer to go, Cole Owen jumps away from his wheel, and then it seems to be going downwards, which I definitely didn't expect. The race profile seems to end in an upward sprint, but in the end it seems to go down, and Martijn Budding, the Dutch rider here who is retiring next year, wins the fourth stage of this Polish tour. No fourth victory, or no victory here in the fourth stage by Cole Owen. And again, the tree blocks us once again, but a general classification victory here by Cole Owen. Martijn Budding moving up all the way to third there, knocking off Heo Sung-soo in our race, sadly. So a little bit sad here for Heo Sung-soo, who deserved that third place, but sadly was knocked off there by him. Cole Owen also winning the points classification and the Young Riders classification, and we are third in the team classification here. So in the end, a fourth place in this fourth stage of the Tour of Poland. The Koers Cycliste I'm not even going to try. A first place here, at least for him, in the general classification. Martijn Budding here moving up 10 places all the way up to third place, knocking down Sung-soo Heo. Sadly, he was on that podium position, but in this last race, sadly, losing out here on that podium position. A points jersey, however, for Owen Cole, a mountain jersey for Owen Cole, and a Young Riders classification here for Owen Cole. So all the jerseys are for Owen Cole. Fantastic job here by him. Congratulations to Owen Cole, our American rider that always does well here in these mountainous areas. Fantastic result here by him. And Heo also doing really well here in this race, sadly just outside of the podium position. Plenty of other riders here in the top 10, so something to be proud of. Now on to the Sibiu Cycling Tour, a 2.1 race, so a very exciting race here for us, especially here in the second stage and third stage, who seem to be very, very mountainous. Can our mountain riders perform here? That will be the question. Let's quickly start it off here with this first stage, which is considerably flat compared to the other stages, with plenty of in-between sprint points still here for any bonus seconds. And yeah, maybe we can do something here with one of our sprinters, but in the end, I'm pretty sure the race will get decided in the second and third stage. And we see already we have Fietskepal with us.
The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton.
So I can be honest here and say, I did not think this was a 2-point run race when I was writing this. I honestly thought that this was a 2.2 race because I saw the 2 and for some reason made it a 2.2 race in my head, so I thought this would be a relatively easy race for us, you know, challenging our mountain riders, of course, maybe having some fierce competition in that second and third stage, but it definitely was way more difficult than I thought it was. But you see here, at least we have Jae Hwan-jun with us today, we have Paul Fietske with us today, Kim Sung-bom, our mountain rider, with us today as well. So a lot of really good riders here with us today for that second and third stage of the CBU Tour. So we can try and make a difference there in those two stages. Now a big jump away here by Kim Hyun-suk, who got into the breakaway and gets across the line here in this first in-between sprint point as first. The mountain points don't really matter for us. There's plenty of mountain areas still left to come. And Kim Hyun-suk is not a mountain rider, so these in-between bonus seconds and bonus points is what really matters. Here now in this second in-between sprint point, again, a pretty good sprint here by Kim Hyun-suk, and he gets across the line here again as first. So 6 additional bonus seconds here for Kim Hyun-suk, and there is a 5-minute gap here towards the peloton with 100 kilometers remaining. Will he stay away? He'll definitely stay away here, at least until the third in-between sprint point, where again he does a big sprint, but this time losing out towards the other riders. No third sprint victory here for Kim Hyun-suk, no third in-between sprint victory here for him. So no additional bonus seconds for him, sadly, but a total of 6 bonus seconds for him right now in this first area of the tour. Now onto this last little hilly section. I want to already make a little bit of a jump here by Jae Hwan-jun, who sprints away here from the group. No, there's a downhill section here for him, so I'm sure he'll recover plenty of energy after this. But at least he gets some mountain points here in this first stage, which, you know, will set him up for a mountain jersey if we want to go for that with him. In this downhill section now, 9 kilometers left to go. You see our team slowly but surely catching up to Jae Hwan-jun. Kim Hyun-suk being absolutely exhausted here in this race. He was in the breakaway for a very long time, was hoping to make it here towards the end, but sadly did not make it towards the end. Peloton catching up with him with about 20 kilometers left to go, so he tried, but sadly no good result for him here in this first stage of the Tour de Sibiu. Can we get a good result here with any of our other riders? That will be the question of today. A big lead out here by Yon, and we still have 3 riders remaining here with 4 kilometers to go. It is a bit of a tricky street circuit here for us, a bit of a tricky downhill, uphill section as well. So big lead out here now for Turnbull, trying to stay in the front. Where is Jae Hwan-jun? He lost the wheel of Fietske, sadly. Oh no, Jae Hwan-jun losing the wheel of Fietske. Big early sprint here by Fietske, and that means that he will definitely not get towards the finish line as first. All the other riders here being incredibly dominant. Jae Hwan-jun losing Fietske's wheel here, and I was hoping to do a good sprint with him to try and get him into a good position for these next 2 stages. A poor result here by our team. 16th and 17th position by Paul and Jae Hwan-jun. Not really what we wanted. Kim Hyun-suk here with 22 seconds now in general classification at a 19th position. 4 of our riders, or 5 of our riders now in the top 40. 4 of our riders in the top 30 position. I was hoping to do better here, to be honest. And again, a 2.1 race, not the most exciting here for us, I would say. Not really the race that I would consider to be exciting, but the competitors here are very intense. With Jordan Jagat, who seems to be in form today, winning this first stage here in the tour, in the CBU cycling tour. Paul Fietske and Jae Hwan-jun, can they come back here in this very difficult second stage, where there is an immense climb there at the end. They need to survive the climb and score a good position there. But can they do it? You'll have to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. A mountain terrain that commands respect, and only a strong man will have what it takes. It's certainly not a task for weak or ill-prepared riders.
Well, look at the statistics of today. We are not in luck. Jae Hyunjun -2, Paul Fitzke -1 as well. I would initially love to send someone away here in the breakaway, but with this massive hill towards the end and the poor statistics that our riders have today, I don't think that is the best decision, especially with a daunting hill there towards the end, a daunting mountain I would even call it, that we need to go up, and that will be a challenge of its own. So we'll just sit here in the peloton, conserve our energy as much as possible, and try to do as well as possible here in this final climb. Towards the final climb here, you see we have a 3-minute gap on the lead with Paul Fitzke, our best classified rider. The rest of our riders are just absolutely exhausted. Even Jae Hyunjun, 5 minutes off the lead, and Jordan Jagat, the French rider, winning the second stage here of the CPU Cycling Tour as well. In the meantime, our riders are so far behind. I thought our riders would be well equipped here in this mountainous terrain, but they just seem to be performing very, very poorly. There's even riders that have enough energy towards the end to push out a little sprint. I have no idea how, but you see here Jae Hyunjun here cycling past a large group of riders, absolutely exhausted, and we get across the line here not even in a top 20 position. So not the best second stage here of the CPU Cycling Tour as well. Again, I was really thinking that this tour would be easier, as it, I was thinking it's a 2.1 tour. How difficult can those be? We've rode plenty of those. Forgetting that the thing I was thinking about was a 2.2 tour, a second division multiple stage day or multiple day stage tour, instead of a 2.1 race tour where it's the CPU Cycling Tour. It is actually where professionals race and where it's a first division racing tour. Of course it's going to be difficult, and it's showing here with our riders having a lot of issues here in this second stage as well. Now on to this third stage, another very mountainous stage with a lot of mountain peaks as well. Can our riders redeem themselves? That will be the question. We're not in a good position here in this third stage. Can we change something about that?
Today is a day for the climbers. The team leaders should have their work cut out, and they're going to have to count on the support of their teammates. Alone, it looks difficult, unless an ideal opportunity offers itself.
Again, I very much underestimated this tour. I really had in my mind that this was a 2.2 tour, not a 2.1 tour. And only afterwards I kind of figured out that, this is why my riders had such a difficulty in these stages. This is why this race was so difficult. It is because there's a lot of professional teams here, a lot of really high-ranking teams here, with a lot of really high-ranking riders that will make our life very, very difficult. And you see that here in this third stage as well. The tempo is already incredibly high, and it's basically an uphill stage only. So it seems to be a much more mountainous stage than I would initially think. And cutting here towards the end once again, we are in this final group, 29 riders remaining, 11 kilometers here to go. You see Jordan Jagat, Fitzke riding past Jordan Jagat. He is in such a good condition. Good job, Fitzke. And nope, there goes Jordan Jagat, casually cycling past Fitzke. All I want to do is just try and stay on his wheel, but where does this man get his energy? Jae Hyunjun trying to stick on the wheel as well, but just immediately giving up. He knows that the French rider is just a class above him, and it's insane how good these riders are compared to ours. I really thought that Fitzke and Jae Hyunjun were relatively good mountain riders, that they would compete against some of the top riders if you give them a little bit more time. But here you see how they fare against these top teams in these mountain sections. Again, I really was thinking here, why can I not beat these guys? This should be an easy race for us. This should be comparatively easy. These mountains are insane for this level. I don't understand why Fietske is having such big issues with it. And as you can see here, no way for us to get a podium position. So let's quickly skip to the results. A 14th place in the end by Paul Fietske. Bit of frustration from my side here as well, not understanding what has happened here. And again, it's because it's a 2.1 race, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a 2.2 race as I initially thought, but that 14th position actually working out really well here for Paul Fietske, moving him up now towards a top 20 position, 21st now in the general classification, 9 minutes behind Jordan Jagat. It is a very frustrating race. It is a very frustrating tour. A tour where I had very high hopes here for my riders, but we are being completely declassified. We are being completely put in our place here, where I thought KoRail could measure towards some of these top teams. You saw us winning some of these 1.1 races and other races. Well, saw us winning these high-profile races. Here in the CBU Cycling Tour, where there are mountain stages, we are just being completely defeated by Jordan Jagat, just alone, by skill alone. Incredible job here by the French rider. And you can see here, yes, these are pro teams. And there is KoRail between the pro teams. So good try here by KoRail. We are trying our best to succeed. Maybe we can do so here in this fourth stage.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
Well, we are also pretty decent on the flat. Can we redeem ourselves here in this final stage? Again, 3 stages of frustration here by our team. I'm going to try and send out Kim Sung Bom here in this stage, our mountain support rider who has been helping our team incredibly well. Can he do something here in this final stage? That is the question. He should be able to survive these little hills in this stage quite well. And if he gets towards the sprint, maybe he can perform there as well. We'll have to see. Paul Fietske will remain here in the peloton, same with Jae-Won Jun, to try and recover as much energy as possible, try to stay basically as energized as possible. And with 10 kilometers to go, we are shaping up towards that final sprint. There's exactly, commentator, there is no chance that any breakaway will try and get away here and will succeed. So this will definitely end up here in a mass sprint. However, there at the end, you see it arcing upwards again, hopefully not with a weird downhill section towards the end, like it was in some of the other races we had early in this episode. Hopefully it will just eke upwards and we have a good chance here with Paul Fietske in this final area of this 4th race of the CBU Cycling Tour. Again, a race that I've severely underestimated and where I was hoping to do very well, but in the end, I don't think we really performed as we wanted here. 1.5 kilometers to go. We started our final sprint here. 1 kilometer left. Can Fietske win against any of these top riders? It doesn't seem like it. Kim Hyun-suk being able to be the best rider of her team? Or will Paul Fietske just barely pass him here towards the end? Yes, he will. A top 10 position here for Paul Fietske in this final race of the CBU Cycling Tour. A 12th position here by Hyun-suk Kim, so a good job here by Hyun-suk Kim, who was already quite exhausted earlier in this race, and a 10th position in the end by Paul Fietske. That means no changes here for us in the general classification. A 21st place for Paul Fietske is our best position here in this race. A disappointment here for us in the CBU Cycling Tour, but I think it only puts us back into our place, and we have plenty of improvements left to go towards the Tour de France here next year. Now let's go on to our points overview. We're almost hitting a 3,700 point mark, and you see here Sergei Zabukovsky in 3rd position with a first win in the 1.1 race. I classified the championship races as a 1.1 race. I think that's quite fair, to be honest. So he has actually some good results here now, besides all the previous good results obviously that he has, but he also has a victory now in a 1.1 race in this national jersey, which we didn't see in any of the other races here today, but hopefully for you we'll see it in the next episode, where he'll probably ride some new tours and stage races and other things as well in his new Finnish national jersey, the only national jersey that we have in our team. Now quickly go to the points overview, and you see here What is that? Severy Savkovsky overtaken Christoph Kroll. No points in an episode for Paul Fitzke. What has happened? A lot of riders actually jumping upwards. Decent results here by a lot of riders in our team. A lot of good results here for riders in our team, with the most obvious being Severy Savkovsky here. Now more points than Kroll, Christoph. An incredible job here by Severy. Can Christoph hit back in the next episode? Will Severy extend his lead on Christoph Kroll? Can he get closer to Paul Fitzke? Or will Paul Fitzke stay the lone top giant on his little point mountain? You'll have to find out and watch it in the next episode. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.